Volume 3 was released on May 27th, 1999, and brought with it one of the most monumental changes to the game, effect monsters. Up until now, monsters only had varying stats, but 3 new monsters were introduced that each had their own effect that activated when flipped face up, either manually during the player's turn or when attacked by an opposing monster. Skelangel drew a card, hane-hane returned a monster on the field to the owner's hand, and most importantly, Maneater Bug destroyed a monster on the field. This changed the game dramatically, as choosing whether or not to attack a set monster had severe implications depending on what was flipped face up. As a counter to these more defensive type cards, as well as wall monsters, Stop Defense was released in this set, which could force an opponent's monster to attack position, and if it's a flip monster, trigger its effect. Speaking of wall monsters, Giant Soldier of Stone was released in this set, boasting an impressive 1300 attack, making it the best wall monster in the game at the time. Furthermore, a mysterious card called Left Leg of the Forbidden One also made an appearance in this set, but we'll get to that later. But if all that weren't enough, one of Yu-Gi-Oh's most powerful spell cards of all time was released in Volume 3, Pot of Greed, with 3 copies being legal. I'm dead fucking serious. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but we might actually get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! This episode, and the reason for that is quite simple. We now have effect monsters. We have monsters that do things aside from attacking or defending, and what's nice is that now there's actual strategy involved, because when a monster gets set to the field, it isn't almost guaranteed to just be a wall monster. It can be a myriad of things. It can be a Maneater Bug to destroy a monster, it can be hane-hane to bounce a monster to the hand, or it could be Skelangel, which is just going to draw you a card. And so this actually now starts to be the formation of an actual game, and this is what I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Is all about. So hopefully, I don't want to get too ahead of myself, we're going to actually have a lot of fun today, but actually having effect monsters that do things really is sort of what Yu-Gi-Oh! Needed. Otherwise, we're just playing giant beater turbo, right? And so what's interesting is that all these monsters sort of fit a specific niche. I mean, Maneater Bug being able to pop any monster is good removal, especially since we have stuff limited like Raigeki, Dark Hole, and Trap Hole. Yes, sure, we still have 3 Fisher, but we have additional removal now for Maneater Bug. hane-hane even has a role, because with Tribute Monsters still unbelievably being relevant in this format, you can actually bounce a tribute monster back to the hand, and by doing so, it actually sets them back quite far on tempo, and strangely enough also plays around Monster Reborn if your opponent happens to have that. And Skelangel's nice because it's just a card that replaces itself, but it can also be powerful as a +1 if your opponent doesn't decide to hit into it, flip it, draw a card, and then sack it for like a Curse of Dragon. That's a pretty strong play, and so having these monsters in the format means we also need to have options to combat them, right? And so, of course, that's where a card like Stop Defense comes into play. Now, Stop Defense is good for a multitude of reasons. It's good because it puts the walls to attack position, so now there's actually a degree of counterplay here, but more importantly, because flip effects are mandatory, Stop Defense can be used to preemptively activate the effects of Maneater Bug, hane-hane, or Skelangel, which isn't particularly good, but if you Stop Defense a Maneater Bug, this is just devastating, because now it's going to have to proactively destroy one of the opponent's monsters, because it has to activate and it destroys a monster on the field, whether that's itself or an opposing monster that they have that's larger. Granted, they get to choose, but the fact that there are actually options for counterplay against defensive monsters means that the game can sort of open up more as a whole. Giant Soldier of Stone is in here as a new replacement as a 2K wall, because it also has 1300 attack, which means Stop Defense, well, you know, it's still going to be able to get run over by most things. At least this has attack points, right? But your opponent has to think, if it's Stop Defense, if I'm going to hit like a Maneater Bug and my own monster gets destroyed, am I going to hit a Skelangel and I go minus because they're going to plus off of the flip? There's a lot of interesting interplay going on here, but there is really no counterplay to the fact that Pot of Greed is at 3, which basically just makes our deck hyper consistent. I say hyper consistent, but compared to what we were playing with before, it is really consistent. But unfortunately, it's still sort of the issue of we have to draw Pot of Greed, and we might run into the issue of if one person draws more copies of Pot of Greed, they're going to be way further ahead, but it's also sort of a comeback mechanic at the same time. This one's going to be a bit iffy for sure, but like I said, the fact that we actually have monsters now that do things, we have counterplay to those monsters that do things, I think this is going to be a lot of fun. So let's see what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Joseph, we finally did it. We have effect monsters, even though there's Only 3 of them, but you know what? That's better than 0, which is what we were working with before. I actually think we're going to be playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! This episode. How are you feeling?
I hope so. I will say I can really appreciate that we got 3 total effect monsters, and they are 100% playable.
I mean, what else could you really ask for, considering the best cards we've had so far are like Rogue Doll and Urabi? But it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how this is going to shape up the OCG metagame. So I rolled a die. I don't know if you're rolling a die, if you're just going with good old paper as always.
I'm rolling a die, of course. I just happen to get that.
Of course. I was kind of hoping to talk you into rolling a die when I saw that I rolled a 1. But in any case, buddy, best of luck.
Are we drawing for first turn yet?
We are not. Would you like me to go first?
Yes, I would.
Okay. I'll turn off my auto draw. Draw a standby main. I will say the dynamic now of like what we set changes quite a bit since all 3 of the effect monsters we have are actually flip effects. So this is going to be interesting. You know what? Let's start with this and we'll just pass.
I mean, that's fine with me. Standby main, and let me think really hard about this turn. How do I there's so many different ways to navigate. I'm gonna begin with the Pot of Greed.
Oh my god, how is this at 3?
Oh, I'm sure that's some stupid freaking 2000 defense monster, isn't it?
It could be anything.
Well, what it's gonna be is in face-up attack position.
Well, thankfully it's not a flip effect monster, otherwise it would activate from the stop defense. My stone soldier is in attack position, ready to destroy the moon.
Or be run over by my rogue doll.
That is true. I'll take 3.
All right, back to you.
All right, we'll draw. Man, why is Rogue Doll such a good card?
Huge.
I will set a monster and pass.
Could be quite literally anything. All right, let's try it out.
All right, it is my Man-Eater Bug. This time it was a flip effect. I will take out your Rogue Doll.
Yes, annoying. Let's do this. Go ahead.
Sure. All right. Aha, you fool! It is my turn to activate the Pot of Greed. All right. Now I get to play the game of what do you have set. Could be literally anything. Let's do this. I'm going to run out the all-powerful LOB format warping super threat, Skull Redbird.
You got it, dog.
We'll attack.
And it is Giant Soldier of Stone.
All right, so I'm going to take 450. Glad we're at the 50s now in Yu-Gi-Oh! Appreciate that. Go ahead.
Ooh, wow. All right, let's get this train wreck a-rolling. I am going to reborn the monster.
Oh, no. Not the Rogue Doll, the all-powerful.
Oh, not only the Rogue Doll. It gets worse, buddy.
Oh, shit, the Curse of Dragon, too. I'm going to get cooked.
You're going in.
Yep. All right, so 450, 16. Yep.
Back to you.
This is very bad. This is very, very, very bad. Main 1, I'm going to set 1 and pass.
All right, let's just see if it's a 2K guy.
It is a Man-Eater Bug. I have to take out the Rogue Doll here, I think, to stave off damage, unfortunately.
If you think so, back to you.
Ooh, interesting. Main 1. Let's fire this Swords of Revealing Light. Let's see what you got here. Show me that flip effect. Oh, show me that flip effect monster, Joseph. Why, thank you. I'll just set a monster. Go ahead.
That's very rough.
I do like that Swords has that little bit of utility, being able to forcibly flip the monster's face up like stop defense. Main 1. I'm not in like a major rush, but I'm also just scared of what your other things could be. Let's do this. I'll flip up my hane-hane and I'll bounce your Curse of Dragon.
All right.
And then I'm going to set another monster and pass.
Go ahead.
Okay, it's turn 2 on Swords. I'm going to start by flipping the Skell Angel. I'll draw a card. We're going to go stop defense on the old one.
It's honey. I'm going to put this back in my hand.
What would you like to bounce? I'll write out Skull Redbird. Let's see what you got here.
It is an Aquamador.
All right, taking 450. And over to you.
I'm going to go Swords, and then you're good.
Sure. All right, my swords expire, and I will draw. I know you have Curse of Dragon, which makes this infinitely more annoying. I'm going to put all these guys sideways and set another card. Go ahead.
All right, let's wrap this up. Raigeki.
Holy shit. Yep.
Let us normal summon a Skull Redbird.
You got a Monster Reborn or something?
I have a Monster Reborn. This is what? 16.
2750. I'm not dead. Unless you have a second reborn.
Yeah, that would be crazy, wouldn't it?
Bro, that's your third one, too!
That is my third reborn.
Woo!
All
Where
right.
are all my spells? I got 3 spells that whole game. Fuck off. I'm so fucking mad. That is so bullshit.
I don't understand. You got outskilled. I don't know what to tell you.
Clearly, yeah.
Oh, you're making me go first. Well, that's just going to give me...
Of course I'm making you go first.
an easier time activating Pot of Greed.
That's fine.
All right. You know what else?
In a strange way, I think pot is kind of balanced in this format, but I don't know.
Yeah, there's just
Probably
not too much to do with the cards in your hand.
Exactly. You're playing like 2 cards a turn. I don't really know what else you're gonna do. I will reciprocate. Go ahead.
We'll flip summon Skulangle.
Sure.
One of my favorite cards of all time. Let's just get in. I assume this is some stupid shit.
It is a Aquamador. You'll take 11.
Yeah, it's fine. Second main. I don't know. Let's set a card. Go ahead.
I'll draw. Let's go for the Skull Red Bird.
Sure.
I will take out your Skull Angel.
What is this? 650?
650. Yep.
Why did they have to start putting 50s on cards?
I know. Well, they've had 50s, just none of the stats were relevant up until this point.
I'm gonna normal Skull Redbird.
That's fine.
I'll just try to crash here.
I'm totally cool with that.
All right, go ahead.
Didn't flip your guy, huh? So it's probably like hane-hane or something awful. Could also just be a 2K defender. Whatever. I'll just set. Go ahead.
I will also set.
I will draw. I don't mind trying some things here. I'll flip this Man-Eater Bug for this.
That's unfortunate.
And I'm going to try to get in here.
It is Skulangle.
And I'll get in for 450.
Hell yeah, brother.
All right. And I will pass.
Pot of Greed. I will normal summon the Rogue Doll.
I'm going to try to trap hole the Rogue Doll.
Oh, what the hell? I'll activate Monster Reborn to bring back the Rogue Doll.
Sure. Go for it, buddy.
This is kind of crappy. Let's walk over the Man-Eater Bug.
This is going to be 1150, right?
Yeah.
That sounds right.
And then I normaled. So I will fissure your Aquamador.
Sure. Stand by main. I don't mind fissuring off this Rogue Doll.
Boo.
And then I'll just set one and pass.
I will also set one and pass.
I'm going to try to flip bounce. And then we'll sack for Curse of Dragon.
All right, we'll trap hole here.
Or will you?
Oh my god. Okay.
Get in for 2K. Big numbers now. Go ahead.
Swords. Good.
Stand by main. We're not doing a whole lot. I will just set and pass. Turn 1 on swords.
Stand by me. Let's do hane-hane. Get this guy out of
What are
here.
you bouncing? I figured.
Shit. Stop defense.
Should have attacked with the hane-hane, buddy. I'll draw.
Ooh, I guess I should have. We will tribute the hane-hane for a Curse of Dragon. And
this
we'll
is a
get
little
over
bit better.
for
Yeah.
some amount of damage.
Take 11.
Go ahead.
Okay. That's pretty good. I will fissure.
Ugh. Yeah.
And then I will set a Yu-Gi-Oh card and pass. Turn 2 on swords. This will be your 3rd turn on swords. Guess I'll just set another one. Let the swords elapse.
I'm going to go Man-Eater Bug.
Which one you picking?
This one.
It's my hane-hane.
We'll go stop defense on this one.
My stone soldier. How could you?
We picked that pretty well. And then
Yep.
we'll get in for 7. Go ahead.
We'll draw. Oh, finally. You got 2 copies. About time I got 1. I'm going to set 1, and I'm going to activate my swords and pass.
Boo. Go ahead.
Okay. I will... I'm going to flip the Man-Eater Bug for the Curse of Dragon.
No.
And then let's go Skull Red Bird into this.
Okay, it's just the guy.
Okay, so I take 450. I'm chilling. Go ahead.
You're chilling. I'm chilling.
That's turn 2 on swords. I'm really chilling when I Regeki this board.
Oh my god, I'm dead. Yep.
You're not dead, but it's pretty close. So 3550.
Dark hole.
Sure.
Shisha Shoshe.
Yep.
Go ahead.
It's the last turn on my swords. And would you know it? I just happen to have both board wipes. You know, I'm just so good at the game.
Yeah.
Stone Soldier
You're
attack.
not the only one, buddy. Sword. Well, I had to work to get into a scenario where I pot of greeted twice and lost, but I'm happy to say that I got there. I was able to do it.
It's an accomplishment for sure. Draw standby main. I'm just gonna go just set one pass.
All right, pot of greed.
God, yeah, sure.
Swords of revealing light.
It is my Aquamador. Behold.
Pot of greed.
Jeez. Calm down, Joseph.
Fissure.
Jesus Christ. Yep.
Rogue doll. Wow.
Yep.
Good luck, asshole.
I was about to say, speaking of working for it, holy shit. This is gonna suck. Turn one on swords. Go ahead.
Stop defense.
It's my giant soldier of stone.
Aquamador.
He's just going all aggro, so I take 3 and then 12.
Yep.
I think I'm gonna go set 1, fire my own swords.
Pass. Okay.
Turn 2 on your swords.
Now we have to play Yu-Gi-Oh. Go ahead.
Turn 1 on my swords. I'm gonna flip this Scaling Gel to draw a card.
Yep.
And I'm going to just pass. That's your sword's expired.
And that's 2 on yours.
It's 2 on mine. I'll draw. I guess I'll get this guy out.
Sure.
Get over the Rogue Doll for 4. Second main. Can't attack me for another turn. I'll stay behind this. That's fine.
I guess.
I had a feeling that was going to happen.
All right, go.
All right. That's pretty good.
Don't like hearing that.
Rogue Doll, stop defense.
Ah.
And then I'm going to Reborn Cursive Dragon.
Ah.
It's going to try to get in for a lot of damage here.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Now I got to think in main 2 here. What is like the worst possible outcome? You've not used any Reborns. There's only one Cursive Dragon
like no
rotation.
one worth reborning.
So worst case scenario is you have like board wipe, reborn monster. I think that kills me. Because if you Cursive Dragon plus Rogue Doll is 36, and if you have another big guy, which I think the base stat line is 16 or 1550 for attackers, 36 plus 15 is 51, and I'm at 49. I think I actually have to sword so I don't die.
Oh, man.
Because the way you've been drawing this game, I am not putting anything
I mean, I've
past
drawn
you.
like 19 cards.
That's fair. That's also fair.
Okay, well, I did have the board wipe at least.
At least, he says, staring at the hand of, like, triple reborn.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
All right, turn 1 on swords. I'll try it.
It's a hane-hane. I'll put him back.
Okay, got that out of you. Go ahead.
It's not getting better, buddy.
Turn 2. Stop defense. Fuck it.
Oh, my God, dude.
Sure. Get in.
350 here?
350. Yep, go ahead.
I don't know, man. 2 cards in hand. God, I can't believe how good swords is.
I knew you had that lethal line. I knew it.
I'm gonna reborn your...
Oh, look, there's one reborn, everyone. There's one reborn.
Go ahead.
Okay, swords expired. I'll draw. Thank God I had this fucking Fisher.
Yeah.
1550.
You got it.
I'll just set 1. And I'll set 1. Go ahead.
Raigeki.
God.
I had
Are you telling me you had
exactly
Raigeki?
the hand.
Are you
I had
fucking
exactly
kidding
the
me,
hand.
Joseph?
Yeah. You were 100% correct. You were dead if you did not
I
fire
cannot believe we almost had another
so
situation like 4 years ago. What are the fucking chances of that?
Not high, not high.
I've learned my lesson,
Oh,
evidently.
my God.
We'll see if this actually connects, but I doubt it.
There's no shot in hell.
Okay. I had to try something. Go ahead. I'm on 4 cards, year 0.
I don't
Double
know.
pot of green,
I
too,
need a
by
guy.
the way.
I need a guy to summon, please.
And you just drew fucking Trap Hole. Like, really?
We'll see.
Another one of, by the way. He's drawn 3 of the one ofs.
I've
If
seen
that is in
half
fact
my
Trap
deck,
Hole.
Alex.
I gotta go for it. Trap Hole
No,
me.
I don't have it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling too good. Okay, I do have fissure. It's all reactive shit. Okay. Fucking out this card or you're dead.
Oh shit. 20. So I should be at 13.
Yeah.
Because there we go. All right, fixed. Anything? I mean, this card's been pretty loyal to me so far. I'm not gonna lie.
I am going to attack you. You are going to prison.
You cannot complain. Double pot of greed, double reborn.
Show me. Okay, hover your
motherfucker.
graveyard. Hover your graveyard. Count the reborns. Tell me what's going on in this game. Oh my god. Okay. I also drew swords. Go ahead.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, at least things are fucking evening out. At least your board wipes are gone, which is actually kind of useful. Because now I know I'm not going to get, like, blown out of nowhere. All right, set 1. That's turn 1 on your swords. This is a climactic ending, I gotta say.
It's something. I'll say that. It is something.
Okay, turn 2. Where's my second pot of greed? Protag powers, what are you doing? What the fuck do we do?
Protag powers,
turn
rip
2 on
swords off the top. Come on.
I'm still a pot of greed, Raigeki dark hole behind you, buddy.
All right, Skalangle.
Sure.
You know what? I'm even gonna make a Curse of Dragon. Go ahead.
Great. Okay, so my swords has expired. All right, so now I have to fear death. I don't think I think it's a lot harder for me to get blown out now that both your board wipes are gone. You actually have to work for it now. How sad. I think I'm content just setting and passing.
Okay, stand by me. Ooh, that's gonna resolve a lot of my outstanding issues, I think. Swords.
Shit. Okay. Hane-hane soldier. I'll bounce Curse of Dragon.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, how's that third fissure in your hand too, buddy?
I think I...
The sword stays, by the way.
All right, I will tribute summon Curse of Dragon.
I'm gonna trap hole this 100%.
Uh-huh. I will reborn Curse of Dragon.
Third reborn, by the way, folks. Third reborn.
And now it's time for this game to stop.
No! Yeah.
Woo!
Oh my god.
Oh my...
I had the third reborn, so I can't complain.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm like, I know I was dead on the crackback. I was not.
Where's my pot of greens and my board wipes?
Yeah,
there's Raigeki. There's
the pot. Yeah.
Great. God,
Holy
you
shit.
got it.
Okay,
oh
I will
we
not.
We played Yu-Gi-Oh!
I will not pretend like I didn't draw so much better than you in that third game. Oh my god, those were so close. They were interesting games. We're playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
I was about to say, we're actually playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Now. I think there's actually a lot going on. Who would have thought that monsters having effects was all it took for this game to be somewhat good?
Well, I think the thing... I think we may be experiencing the illusion of playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Because there's a lot of scenarios where it's like, okay, Raigeki you, Curse of Dragon, reborn, you're dead. Except for this little card that's on my side of the field called Swords of Revealing Light, which just like artificially adds 6 turns to the count. And but you know, sometimes that's what you need to do. Sometimes the world demands a mystic line.
It's funny though, because like D-Spell is the only way to out this card in the format, and like that card sucks except for explicitly taking out swords. And like typically when you play swords, you're like, all right, I'm not gonna die. And then if you get D-Spelled, then that might just be the end of the game. But are you really gonna like play a card like that just for sword? Maybe. Like there could be an argument for it.
I
feel like this deck is like, yeah, it's like I feel like this deck is pretty well tuned, all things considered. Like, I think Stop Defense also adds a lot to the game as well, just because it forcibly flips up, like swords, the flip effect. So, like, if the board is open, like, Man-Eater Bug pops itself, Hane-hane bounces itself. Skull Angel still draws a card, but, like, whatever. But it also is a way to deal with the 2K walls, which there wasn't previously, like, an efficient way to deal with them otherwise before. Overall, like, I think just this collection of cards that got added to the pool actually made Yu-Gi-Oh! A playable game. I think we're finally going to start playing some real games now. It's awesome. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons for all of their continued support. So shoutouts to Shao1317, Tim00x3, MBT Play Medolce, Moto, Cameron L. Smith, Pony Stark, The Synchro Guy, Dan the Man Hoban, Little Fadeleaf, Draconic, Dylan Rare Hunter, JW11860, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Flannel Daddy, Twinkle Muncher, Matthew Brady, Power Rave, but without a stupidly long name that barely makes any sense and is annoying to read out loud, Cheeks McLapperty, Stolfin Amethyst, Uncle Brian of Stardust, Wonder Waffle, MBT cancel by community soon, cancel by all committee soon, cancel by all players soon, Nicholas Carpenter, Corvain, Enraged Peacock, Daniel Howell, and life keeps using solemn judgment on my hopes and dreams. Thank you all so much again.